It's really simple.
That's why it's called Serge for the Truth. We're trying to get as much truth out there as we can.
Correct. Because, like you said, there's so much confusion on there, and unfortunately, we see medical doctors as gods.
Yes.
Right? So we trust them.
Yes.
We've been trained to believe that they know everything.
They know everything.
And if you go to see your doctor, you're wrong.
Gotta go to my doctor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've been training my patients to fight this concept. And now people come to me for pretty much anything and everything.
Yeah.
So, because we can help nutritionally, like flus and colds and all those different things, we can reverse those problems.
Which I think that's a big thing that you have to get better at. Now, I'm going to pick on you. We've got to let more people know that this is not a place of weight loss, baby. This is a place of healing naturally. We're going to let your body heal itself, just like a cut on the arm.
Weight is a symptom that your body is off.
Yes.
So you have to fix the inside, and the weight will come off. You have experienced that.
Ooh, boy, let me tell you.
You've lost a lot of weight just by fixing the inside.
Yeah. You can probably see some Search for Truth, months back, and you'll see some thinnerness in the face.
Yeah.
And stuff.
So we don't do the traditional weight loss because it doesn't work.
This isn't Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers.
It doesn't work.
We're not looking at calories and things like
we don't.
that.
We don't.
We're just putting better things in our mouth.
And the body knows how to balance itself out. So that's why we don't do traditional weight loss, because it doesn't work. First of all, people come to us, they've done it, they've done Weight Watcher, all those different things. Yeah. They don't lose the weight or they gain the weight back because they never fix the root cause or why you struggle with weight.
I mean,
it's
there
really
could be
simple.
all different reasons why somebody is having weight issues.
Oh, there's dozens of treasures.
And your organs. And so I wanted to get to the part which is always fascinates me about what you did. It's the nutrition response test.
Yeah.
And I remember you did it on me for the first time, and I was so fascinated on it. I made you do it 5 times because I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Explain to the audience exactly what it is, and explain how it works in a general way.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've used this test, we call it NRT, for 12 years now, maybe more. Before that, I've tried different things. I tried the traditional way, the blood work, all that stuff. And I never really got the result that I get now. Because like I said, with NRT, it's a holistic Eastern medicine approach. So it's based on acupuncture. It's based on how your body all work together. So we access different acupuncture points in the body. When you go see an acupuncturist, they use needles, right? I'm sure you've seen that. They put needles in your body, all that stuff. Us, we don't use needles, but we use those points to access the body and see if your body is deficient in vitamins and minerals. And we look at factors, or I call them stressors. What stresses your body? Is it the food sensitivities? Is it a parasite issue going on? Toxins. We are exposed to thousands of toxins every day. And those toxins build up into your body and stress your body.
Yes.
Okay? So we look at these different factors and figure out, what stresses what in the body. And then based on that, we can recommend a few herbs, a few supplements, diet changes to bring your body back to balanced state. Okay? It's really, really simple. In 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I can tell you exactly what's wrong with you.
That is just fascinating for me. Literally, in 5 to 10 minutes of doing this nutrition response test, you can tell somebody exactly to the T. And if they took a blood test, you could take your results of your study and your being a doctor and the things you went through and learning and all the schooling and all the years and years of interning, and you can take your results and somebody's blood test, and you can put them right next to each other.
Mine is, the results of NRT is way more specific. Much more specific.
Right. But it would nail the blood test to the T, and then way more is what you're saying.
I had a guy who came today. He was an engineer, and he tested me a little bit. He didn't say anything about his liver. So I did my test. I did everything I needed to do. And at the end of the day, I said, listen, your liver is struggling. There's something going on with your liver. And then he showed me the blood work. And the doctor said, okay, your liver is off. Your enzymes are high. What's going with you? And that's why he came to me, because his doctor couldn't figure out what was wrong
That's fascinating.
with his liver. And at the end of the day, it was a toxin issue. He was exposed to Roundup, to pesticides. And the pesticides stressed the liver. And that's why the enzymes were high. And you don't do blood work for pesticides. You just don't do that. There's no blood work for pesticides. So my test really discovered the pesticide issue.
Wow.
I will give you another example. I think that was the best case ever I had in my life. I had this little woman, about 5 foot high, and she came to me. She spent about $80,000, and she saw 36 doctors before coming to me. She saw the best doctors in this country. She went to California, she went to New York, Florida. She went all over the place, and she had GI issues. She had diarrhea, bloating, all those different things, and nobody could figure out why. She did all kind of tests. She did everything. Can you imagine spending $80,000? And
GI meaning gut.
Gut, correct. The gastrointestinal
Okay.
tract. So at the end of the day, she had a parasite in the small bowel.
Oh my goodness.
So in 10 minutes, I told her exactly what was wrong with her. 10 minutes, she spent $100 to come see me, as about $80,000, and she got better.
Unbelievable.
So she had parasites. Again, medical doctors don't think the way we think.
No.
Okay, they don't really look for parasites. They don't look for candida. They don't look for pesticides.
Sure.
They don't look for all those different toxins. And typically, that's the cause of why people come to us.
Right.
That explains why they have problems.
That's fascinating. And spending $100 to find out something you could have found for 80,000 just.
That's what I'm saying is people are so programmed to believe that you have to go see your medical doctor to find answers to your problem.
Of course. Yeah.
At the end of the day, can you answer this question? Can you name one condition, one health issue, just one, that your medical doctor can reverse and cure?
Not that I know of, no.
Correct. There's no medical condition that medical doctors reverse.
They can give you probably what we call a Band-Aid.
They put a Band-Aid on the problem. Yeah. And that's what happened with that girl is they was taking all those medications to help, but nothing helps because she came to me with a parasite issue.
My gosh.
Crazy.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you just write a book about parasites or something?
I wrote a book on parasite. I believe parasite is one of the main causes of health problems. Amazing. And in that book, I go over tons of different health conditions and parasites that are causing these issues.
I know all about it, boy.
And every single patient that we see, at some point, we do a parasite cleanse. Mm-hmm. And it's really interesting when we do that because at the end of the day, these people, they see in their stools parasites coming out. And we have parasites, worms coming out. I've seen 4 or 5 feet parasite long coming out people's body. Parasites are really, really common. Really, really common. I think it's 95% of people have them. And we have to detox them.
And it comes from our food.
Comes from our food.
It comes from
the water.
When you kind of really think about it, you know, the stuff that we get, the stuff that we eat.
Yes.
You know, the cows and the stuff out of the ground.
It's way more common than what people think.
Yeah.
I mean, 50% of the water supplies in the States contain parasites, are contaminated by parasites. So people drink parasites from tap water.
Jeez.
So that's one of the main ways to get parasites in the system.
I got clean water. I'm drinking clean water.
No, tap water is the worst.
Oh.
Even some systems out there, you can get reverse osmosis and different systems. Some systems out there do not remove parasites. So you have to use a system that removes microorganisms,
right?
You know, parasites.
Yeah, and there's a few of those around.
Yeah, correct.
That we use.
Correct.
But this is some pretty fascinating stuff, man. Dr. Serge and I came in today and we're like, what are we going to talk about, man? I don't know. It don't take long, does it?
Oh, there's so much to talk about.
You start jumping into nutrition, man. We could just blah, 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 blah. Well, this is some fascinating stuff, and I appreciate everybody hanging in there with us. And I know it's been a while since you and I have gotten together. And
a couple of months.
You did a search Serge for Truth Women's Edition. That was pretty
That
fascinating.
was pretty cool.
And I like that, by the way. I think the majority of your patients here are women anyway. So
Yeah.
it's always good to hear from a women's
Exactly.
point of view.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to do much more of that stuff. Well,
Yeah.
make sure to check out Dr. Serge on NBC on Channel 2. It's Houston Life, and it comes on every other week. And you film every other week. And
Correct.
It's been an awful lot of fun. And come over here and see us. It's Genesis Boulevard, right? What's the address?
210. Sweet C.
210, that's
Yeah.
right. Man, 210 Genesis Boulevard.
Yeah.
77598 right here in Webster, Texas.
Correct.
Go to our website, nutrition-houston.com. Go to Facebook. Dr. Serge has his own podcast on iTunes and Spotify and all that.
Correct.
That's the Nutrition Scientist.
Correct.
That's right. Dr.
Correct.
Serge Gregoire. That's Gregoire.
That's correct.
That's right. And it's kind of French, so I want to make sure that,
Kind of.
that
It
the
is,
American
you know.
people out there know.
Yeah.
how-
Yeah.
And and that's some fascinating stuff too. There's we've got I think we're up to 25 editions, 25 podcasts. There's one came out
Yes.
today. It's
Yes.
called the
I talk about bioidentical hormones.
biohormones. Yes.
It's an amazing podcast. We talk about it with Annika in the past.
Yes.
A lot of women are confused when it comes to those
Hormone
hormones.
therapy.
It's crazy
Yeah,
how much confusion
yeah.
there is. And some of it is because the medical doctors started to use them years ago and they believe that's the way to go. But I'm not going to say everything when it comes to that, but at the end of the day, they are toxic. Those
Yes.
creams, those pellets, bioidentical hormones is not the way to go.
That's right.
It is not the way to
Check
go.
out his podcast. It's on national iTunes, and you can check that out. And there's some really fascinating stuff in there. He's breaking myths, baby. That's what you're doing. You're breaking myths. And but thanks a lot, man. I always enjoyed doing
It's always
Search-
good.
Search for the
Good
Truth.
to have you again.
Come out and see us, man.
Yep.